Hey YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here today with a very, very long overdue video of stuff I hit pan on in 2018. I realized I finally needed to film this video because not only did I have a bunch of stuff that I hit pan on in 2018 that I never got around to filming a video for, I have started hitting pan on stuff in 2019, so I'm like, alright, let's just get a video of all the stuff I hit pan on in 2018. Like, everything but one thing is an eyeshadow at this point because stuff like bronzers and face powders I've finished by this point. It took me so long to film this. Like, this is one of those videos that I kept pushing to the back burner because I was like, oh, I'll film that later. Oh, I'll film that later. And suddenly it's a year freaking later. And some of these shadows are actually finished at this point. Anyways. Some of these are from my palette roulette, which I'm still doing. I just haven't hit pan on anything recently. One thing I do not have anymore because I decluttered it and sold it to a friend of mine. I hit pan on the shade Love in my, what was my Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca palette. It was this like shimmery pink shade. Don't have that anymore. Decided to sell it. Anyways, so first thing that I hit pan on in the year was in my Too Faced Sugar Pop palette. I hit a little bit of pan in Sugared Violet, that purple shade right there. I was using it as a lower lash line shade, so managed to hit pan in that. I'm going to show all of these at once, but I hit pan in a bunch of shades in my Lorac Pro 2. I actually finished 4 of them. But I finished Buff, Snow, Rosé, and Nectar, and I hit pan in Plum and Navy. So that is now a well-used looking palette, which is always fun. Next is the Balm's Balm Jovi palette. I have 2 pans in here. I hit pan in Metallica right here, the silver shade, which I would love to finish this year. And I actually managed to both hit pan and finish Adagio. It was just this matte cream shade that, you know, those are super easy to finish for me. Next is actually a single eyeshadow. I hit pan in my NYX Prismatic eyeshadow in Jade. And it's kind of hard to see pan in these because it's just like a grid at the bottom rather than like silver pan, but it's there, I promise. Next is a limited edition Wet n Wild palette called Going in the Wild. Now, I had lost some of this when it was sent to me, but I managed to hit a lot of pan in that green shade right there. I could actually probably finish that off pretty easily. So, maybe I'll throw that in Project Pan this year. Next is the Winky Lux Kitten palette. I'm putting it upside down, but that's a thing. These don't, no, they do have names. They do have names. I hit pan in the shade Holographic, this holographic pink shade right here. It's not really holographic, it's duochrome, but it's still really pretty and I wore it on my lid a ton. Next is actually a highlight, and an impressive highlight if I say so myself. This is the Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kits. The only one of 2 Anastasia Glow Kits I own. The other one is also the Aurora palette, the other weird colored one, but I hit pan in Lucky Clover, this green shade right here. So, I mean, not only did I use that on my face, I used that in my inner corner a lot. That's what helped me truly hit pan on it. But, I mean, I used the crap out of it on my face, too. So, I mean, if you look at it, you can see some pretty good usage on most of the other shades as well. I actually used this quite a bit. I haven't as much this year, but last year I was definitely using it a ton. Next is actually my Urban Decay Deluxe Shadow Box that I'm this year trying to totally pan, but last year I hit pan on 3 shades. I hit pan on, I'm too scared to tip this too much because one of the shades is loose in here, but it is. I hit pan on, I think the only 2 I hit pan on actually were Ransom and Peace. Like, Honey was already a pan, and Ransom and Graffiti I hit pan on this year. Next, I hit pan in my e.l.f. Mad for Matte Nude Mood palette is apparently what it's called, but when I bought it, it was just the Mad for Matte one, but now they have like a whole collection of them. And I hit pan in this brown shade right here that I use in my crease. And I also used it in my eyebrows a decent bit as well. So next, Urban Decay Vice 2. I'd initially thought about panning it this year, but I couldn't commit to something this big. I needed something smaller. But last year I hit a little bit to pan in Betrayal. And it took me for freaking ever. So I decided not to pan that this year, maybe next year. And finally, for 2018, hit this in like November, so yeah, this was near the end of the year. I hit pan in my Urban Decay, what is this? Heavy Metals palette. It's all shimmer palette, and I hit pan in Spandex right here. And this was actually relatively easy to hit pan in too, so this could be a fairly easy palette to pan. Like, they're kind of crumbly. So that really didn't take me too long once I was using it. So shorter than I thought it was going to be, but that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye.